The tension surrounding the Browns that day didn't arrive with noise or drama. It didn't storm in with shouting or arguments or a clear moment people could point to. Instead, it crept in slowly, settling over the field like a heavy fog as the players stretched, the coaches whispered, and the staff moved around with a stiffness that didn't match a normal practice routine. Something was off. Something was shifting. And even before a ball was snapped, everyone sensed that this would be the kind of day people remember months from now when they talk about when everything changed. Because this wasn't just another padded practice in the middle of the week. This was the day the quarterback battle finally boiled over into something real. And the moment Shadur Sanders took the field and started throwing passes, precise, sharp, effortless, to Jerry Jeudy, the atmosphere around the facility tightened like a rope being pulled. Every eye drifted toward him. Every rep carried weight. Even before the drama with Dylan Gabriel unfolded, the tone had already shifted. Shadur wasn't just warming up. He was announcing himself. Then it happened. A routine drill that suddenly transformed into a confrontation nobody saw coming. Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback the staff had been protecting, defending, and forcing into the lineup week after week, lined up across from Shadur for the rep that would change the tone of the entire practice. And in one fluid, dominant sequence, Shadur completely exposed him. He read the defense faster. He moved with more confidence. He delivered a throw that cut through the air with the type of authority you usually see from seasoned veterans, not players still waiting for their first real NFL shot. Gabriel froze. He hesitated. His footwork broke down, and when he tried to respond, he panicked. The ball sailed off target, creating a moment so glaringly bad that teammates winced before they could hide their reactions. The embarrassment was instant. The reaction was loud. And Gabriel's expression said everything. He knew exactly what had just happened. Everyone knew. The quarterback battle that Stefanski kept pretending didn't exist had just erupted publicly, and the wrong quarterback had come out on top. From that moment forward, practice didn't feel like practice. It felt like a reckoning. The drills took on a different tone, as if every player realized they were suddenly witnessing something important. Something that could shift the direction of the entire franchise. Assistants stopped pretending they weren't watching the quarterbacks. Veteran players, especially those who had quietly expressed frustration with the offense, were paying more attention than they ever had. Every snap, every throw, every decision was being weighed and dissected in real time. And Shadur didn't slow down. He didn't shrink under the pressure or treat that one rep as a lucky moment. He elevated. He played with a control and maturity that didn't match his experience level. His footwork got even cleaner. His decision-making sharpened. Every throw carried a calmness that made it clear this wasn't someone overwhelmed by the moment. This was someone stepping into it. He hit receivers in stride with a rhythm that made the offense look alive for the first time in weeks. And with every throw he completed, the whispers grew louder. Meanwhile, Gabriel fell apart. He looked rattled, hesitant, and disconnected. The offense that Stefanski kept insisting was fine suddenly looked even worse when compared directly to what Shadur was doing only a few yards away. It became impossible to ignore. The contrast wasn't subtle. It was glaring. It was humiliating. And it exposed the truth everyone had tiptoed around for months. Gabriel wasn't the answer, and the entire team knew it. The problem wasn't just Gabriel. It was Stefanski's refusal to accept reality. His stubbornness had turned into something more damaging, something that was costing the Browns games, momentum, confidence, and the trust of their fans. Week after week, he kept defending a quarterback who brought nothing but predictable drives, stalled possessions, and avoidable mistakes. And week after week, he ignored what Shadur brought to the practice field. A spark, a fight, an energy this offense desperately needed. You could feel the frustration building among the players. You could hear it in the sidelines chatter. You could see it in the way receivers lit up when Shadur threw to them but barely reacted when Gabriel stepped in. It was obvious. Painfully obvious. And the coaching staff silence after practice told the entire story. Normally, coaches debate. They talk through adjustments. They discuss personnel decisions. They try to get ahead of the next day. But on this day, when practice ended, they walked off the field in total silence. No conversations. No instructions. No clarity. Just quiet. The kind of quiet that reveals the truth better than words ever could. Because everyone knew what they had just witnessed. Everyone knew the balance between the quarterbacks wasn't just shifting. It had already shifted. Everyone knew Shadur had surpassed Gabriel, not just in talent or mechanics, but in leadership, poise, and presence. The players saw it. The staff saw it. The fans would see it soon enough. Only Stefanski pretended it wasn't happening, clinging to decisions that made less sense every day. And that silence wasn't a strategy. It was fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of admitting he'd been wrong. Fear of making the changes that the entire organization desperately needed. Stefanski's insistence on sticking with Gabriel wasn't loyalty. It wasn't strategy. It was stubbornness bordering on negligence. And it was tearing the team apart. Fans were furious. Players were frustrated. And the front office, whether they admitted it publicly or not, was getting restless. Because at the end of the day, one truth kept echoing louder than all the excuses. The Browns were wasting time. Wasting games. Wasting opportunities. Wasting a chance to let a quarterback who clearly had the tools, the confidence, and the hunger elevate this franchise. The tension at practice that day wasn't an accident. It wasn't a moment that came out of nowhere. It was the breaking point of months of build-up, doubt, and frustration. And Shadur's performance didn't just highlight the problem. It illuminated the solution. The Browns need change. They need bold leadership. And they need a coach willing to make the decision everyone else can see clearly. But Stefanski isn't that coach. And every passing day proves it more. If the Browns want to save their season, restore the trust of their fans, and unleash the potential sitting right in front of them, Stefanski needs to be replaced, and Shadur needs to get his shot. Because this team can't afford to keep pretending everything is fine while the obvious stares them in the face. What do you think? Is it finally time for the Browns to hand the reins to Shadur? Should the front office fire Stefanski before he costs them another critical game? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more breakdowns, updates, and inside looks at the Browns quarterback situation, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next.